Hello, everyone. It's indeed inspiring to see you back again. And today, in this particular tutorial, I would be discussing with you how you can step by step write your first machine learning program. What I have seen is that many of you face challenge that how to start writing a piece of code in machine learning. And believe me, it is very, very simple. Even if you are completely from non-technical background or you are a completely beginner, then also you can start writing your machine learning programs, and you can just have a look at certain steps, and you would be surprised to know that these steps are common when you are applying the machine learning algorithm. By saying this, I'm not saying that you will become an expert by writing or for writing the programs. I'm not saying that, but because you have to start. Once you will start and by practicing, then you will eventually gain that momentum and gain the perfection. So there is a time for that, but at least you should know that how you can start with it. So let me show you that how exactly can you start working for a machine learning program. So here is the Collaboratory Notebook you can see. So this is Google Colab I have opened. You can type collab.research.google.com and this will allow you to write your piece of code without having any kind of installations. So this is wonderful. I love this. And let us now start writing something. So we know that whenever we have to write some ML programs, machine learning programs, so during that time, the first thing we need is data. So we need to have data. So you need to consider that how you will be getting the data. Second thing is we need to have an algorithm and we call it as model building or model creation. So we need to create a model, and after that, we need to train that model, and after that we need to test that model. This is what we do. So these are the two things we actually require. So we need to load the data initially. After loading the data, we need to either you can split into train and test. So train and test split. So you can go for train test split, and then you can basically use train data for training purpose, test data for testing purpose, or you can take the whole data as training data, and you can take the whole data as testing data to begin with, because you are starting, you are writing first program, so you can do that way also. So let us do this now. Let us start doing this. So now what I'm doing is, even if you don't have data or anything, so I'll be using from sklearn import data sets. So this sklearn, if you see, this sklearn is having the data sets also preloaded into it. So that's the beauty, that you can directly get the data sets from sklearn. So here I'm writing data is equal to data sets dot load, and it is going to give you suggestions that what all datas can be loaded. So you can see that load Boston, breast cancer, diabetes, digits, file, iris. So many data sets are available over here. And I'm taking the simplest one, which is iris, the most common one, because you are just about to start writing your first program. So let us begin with the most common one. So here basically I have written data sets dot load iris, the most common data set. And if I just try to display this particular data, so you can see that this is the data where we have a dictionary like, you can see description is key, and then we have colon and then value. Data is key, then we have colon, then the whole value of the data. So this is like a dictionary format, and let me show you what format exactly it is. So type and data data. So this format is coming from sklearn.utils.bunch. So it is named as bunch, but exactly similar to dictionary. For example, if I want, so data dot, if I want description, DESCR. So I can write DESCR. So it will be displaying only the description part to me, you can see. And if I want it to be properly displayed, I can just write print and bracket close, So you can see that a proper description is being given over here. So this is the description of this particular data set. So those who are for the first time looking at this particular data, so let me tell you, this is the data of flowers, and the name is iris flowers. So I have records of three types of this iris flower. Okay, now understand three types of this iris flowers. One is called as setosa, one is versicolor, and one is virginica. So these are the three types of iris flowers only. For example, there's a rose flower and we have a red rose, pink rose and white rose, but all the three are roses only. Similar way, these are the iris flowers only, but they have different names. Why? Because they are little different. We see that some same flowers have got differences in shape. You can see there are roses which are of very huge sized roses, and we have roses which are just of a fingertip, very small size. Similar way, what we did, we collected their sepal length, we collected their sepal width, we collected their petal length, we collected their petal width. So sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width, looking at that, we were able to understand that whether it is setosa, whether it is versicolor, whether it is virginica, looking at these things. So let me show you iris, flowr, flower, images, images. So let me show you the images also. So these are the iris flowers. Look at this. Okay. So these are the iris flower images. So this is the data set which we have. Now, if I want to get data out of this data set, so I have data dot data. So this is going to give me the data out of it. So I will write iris is equal to data dot data. So this iris will have the data inside it. So let me show you. So here you can see this is the data. So sepal length, then sepal width, then petal length, then petal width. So four records we are able to see. And these four records are nothing but sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width. So this is the iris data. And normally what we do is we take this into another structure, which is pandas, and we create pandas data frame. Even that we can do. Or else I can just see that this iris data set. Okay, so this iris data set, how the indexing follows over here. So if I just type iris of 0, so it brings me the first record. So that means this 0, 1, 2, 3, it will be denoting to the records. So if I do 0 colon 2, then basically 0 and first. So 0th location and first location, those records are there. So 2 is getting excluded. So this is bringing me what? This is bringing me the rows basically. Now, if I put comma and if I put 0 over here, in that case, it is giving me 5.1 and 4.9. It is giving me column. Okay. So this way, what I can do is I need all the rows. So I will be putting only colon, like from the beginning till the end. And then here, I want a 0th column. So this is data of 0th column. Similar way, iris of, and again, I want all the rows and I want first column. So I can write this way. So this way, if you want, you can basically get the number of rows you want, number of columns you want. You can get that thing. Just you should understand how the indexing and slicing works with this particular array. Now let us move ahead and now data.target target. So data.target basically gives us that each record belongs to which of the category. So here you can see that it has got 0, 1, and 2, three categories. And let me show you data.target target names. So in data.target names, we will actually get to know that what is 0, what is 1, and what is 2. Here you can see that Setosa is 0 because it is at 0th position. Versicolor is 1 because it is at 1th position, index value, and Virginica is 2. So 0, whatever record belongs to 0, that is Setosa record. Whatever the record belongs to first target, that is versicolor, and the last one is Virginica. So we have the data loaded. Now the first part is done. Second part is basically creating and building the machine learning model, and then testing whether it is predicting well or not. Okay, so that we will go ahead and do now. So here what I will do, I will start with from sklearn import. So now here we need to import any package, and package also, let's say I want to import a classification algorithm. So from sklearn.neighbors import, I will be importing k nearest neighbor. Okay, so k neighbors classifier I'll be invoking, or yes, importing k neighbors classifier. So we have imported. After importing, we need to create an object of it. So knn is equal to kne. So k neighbors classifier, in bracket, we need to tell that how many neighbors it needs to see. So currently I am not explaining the algorithm in detail. Okay, so that can be, you can see another video for the explanation of the KNN, how KNN works. So here n underscore neighbors. So I will tell that 5 neighbors you look into. By default also the value is 5. So I'm telling that 5 neighbors you see, and looking at 5 neighbors, my data, the new data, it is similar to whichever 5 neighbors, you classify it as that. Now KNN model is created. Now you have to do knn.fit function. So this fit function, I tell every time that this fit function is the training function. So inside fit, you need to pass your x and y. What is your x and what is your y? So let me tell you again. So this iris is your x, and this target, this is your y. So let me make it y only. Y is equal to this way. So iris is x and y is y as of now. So iris comma y. So this is how we are giving the training to the KNN model. Now the model is trained. So once the model is trained, then what to do? Then basically we need to now make predictions. So how to make predictions? So knn dot predict. So most of the cases you will find this fit function and predict function only. So no need of no knowledge of programming. You just know that some, like in mathematics we write x is equal to this, y is equal to this. So you just need to know that yes, you have to write knn is equal to k neighbors. Certain things you need to know. In mathematics we remember some formulas. So just remember something like from sklearn dot neighbors import k neighbors classifier. So as a formula, remember these things. So even as a non-programmer, you can start working with algorithms because this code remains same all across the multiple packages. Okay, so at least you can start building your models and experiencing the results. So now for prediction, I will just put the data, whole data I'll put again, and it is going to give me prediction now. You can see that it has started to give me prediction 0 0 0 0, then 1 1 1. And because we know that initial 50 records are actually belonging to 0, that is Setosa only, and it has given correctly. But next 50, if you see, next 50, it has given some as 2. Here it has given 2, it has given 2. So these are the misclassification. Similar way, the last 50, if you see, there also this has given 1, this is predicted as 1. So this is misclassification. So the model has given the prediction, but some of the predictions were misclassifications. Okay, so this we can do with two things. One is basically we can import some metrics, and with the help of metrics we can check. Or one of the simple method could be we can simply go for from, we can import the matplotlib. Okay, so from matplotlib dot import pyplot as plt. So we can import this pyplot as plt. Okay, so from matplotlib, so let me just make the correction. So from matplotlib, import pyplot as plt. So now what I can do is I can basically make use of the predictions. So let me store the prediction into y underscore pred pred, and I have y as the observed output, which is already in the records. So I will here try to plot scatter plots. So plt dot scatter and iris of all the rows but zeroth column, and then I will try to have iris, and here again all the rows and first column. And what I will do is I'll put c is equal to y. C is color, so color I will put as y. So this is one plot, and same plot I will put with the help of y pred. Okay, same plot with the help of y pred. So this will become y underscore pred. So this is going to tell me that here you can see. So this particular class, which is in blue color, okay, a dark blue color, which is almost we can see that they have correct predictions, because exactly the way we are able to see it here, very similar way we are able to see it here. Nothing changes over there. But if I try to see that the records which are yellow and some again blue or green color, so it's blue only, so those are basically getting overlapped. So whenever there is overlap in the data set itself, then the model prediction would get affected by it. Because let's say if there are two twins, so the model will may get confused looking at twins basically. So here we can see that some of the misclassifications may happen. Okay, so for example, if you see that in this particular area, this particular record where I have just put the red dot. So this particular record is actually of different color above. So above is the observed data, so it is the correct data, and the prediction is wrong. So this is how is one way. Another way is basically by some metrics, which I will tell you in another video. So I hope this was very simple to go with and understand. So start writing like this and keep watching. If you have not subscribed yet, so do subscribe and wait for the next video. Thank you very much.